Welcome to Tranquil Pax Dog Training's Treadmill Training Tutorial. There are just a few items you'll need before you get started. First and foremost, and most obvious, a treadmill. After that, we recommend having a slip leash, along with highly motivational treats. Freeze-dried liver and chicken breast can get the job done. Of course, you also need patience and a good attitude. This doesn't happen overnight. Step 1. We need to acclimate our dogs to both getting on and off of the treadmill. Easy enough, right? After that, we just have to condition them to face forward. Easiest way to do it, feed them a bunch of treats multiple times, so when they hop on the treadmill, they're already facing the correct direction. Step 2. Utilizing barriers. At this stage of the game, I want the dogs to get used to physical manipulation. Again, you're going to have to judge these segments based off of your dog's temperament and nerves. This particular dog is not threatened by me stepping over his back. If your dog is, you can always teach your dog to walk between your legs. So what I'm going to do with my feet is they are on both sides of the treadmill, not on the belt. That is where the dog is. What my legs are providing is a barrier so the dog, when the treadmill does begin to move, does not become startled and hop off to either the left or right of the treadmill. My leash then is able to stabilize my dog and keep them in between my legs by not allowing them to go too far forward or too far back. Step 3. Desensitizing the earthquake. Guys, let's face it, treadmills are not natural or normal. It feels to the dogs like the ground beneath their feet is shattering, moving, breaking. They want to get away. It's just scary to them. So what we do is we want to get the dogs used to the treadmill turning on and turning off. Again, they get a half-second introduction to the ground moving beneath them, but again, we limit their options where they cannot hop off the treadmill. They must stay there and they receive food. Through more and more reps, they're going to start to realize that if they start moving their feet and they keep going, they're not going to feel the pull from the line, and they're going to be able to move normally and receive lots and lots of food. The key part is to make sure you don't just skip steps. Try not to flub this, right? So we spent a couple days teaching this dog that it is okay to keep moving on the treadmill, it's safe, and you're going to get lots and lots of high value treats. Step 4. Transitions. So now you can clearly see this dog is moving and grooving on the treadmill. He is not scared, not startled, no more earthquake effect. He's ready for my legs to start to transition away. As easy as pie, all you're going to do, because at this step your dog is very comfortable and stable, is you're just going to remove one side of the barrier. In this case, I'm going to remove my right leg and just stay balanced on the left-hand side of the treadmill, still providing some barrier. I also still have my leash to keep the dogs straight and steered in the correct direction. He did great with that small transition. Now let's see what happens when I leave the left-hand side. My dog was really stable with those initial transitions, so now I'm going to test to see if I still need to provide my legs as barriers. He seems to be just fine with it. Awesome. So from here, my end goal is I don't want to have to stand right beside a treadmill the entire time. I want my dog to be self-reliant on the treadmill, where not even a leash needs to be involved. So here shortly, I'm going to start changing up my position. So now I will no longer even be at the sides of the treadmill. I'm going to work on being able to stay frontal, so my dog is able to have the options to hop off, but understands that his job is just to stay on, keep his feet moving, and not to hop on or off. Just keep watching me until I tell him he's done having to walk and he can release off the treadmill. Okay, moment of truth. I took the leash off. Let's see if he can do the same behaviors without any of the barriers. One small side note I do want to add, just because some folks may not be able to do the following steps. My dog does have formal obedience training, so he understands that if I put him on an object, that there is an accompanied nonverbal built-in stay. So as I start to walk away here, my dog does know he needs to maintain that just from his obedience training. If your dog does not have obedience training, you probably can't do these next few steps. He made a mistake, but no big deal. Again, from his previous training, he knows that once he hops off and he is incorrect, he has to go back on. Again, this treadmill is going at not too fast of a rate, so it is safe for him to hop on and off, but we don't want him hopping on and off, so he's only going to be given food and rewarded when he stays on there, walking a couple steps correctly, while I keep introducing the distraction of me moving away. And that's it. You guys, from here, it's just about adding in more and more positive reps, conditioning your dog that hopping on and off of the treadmill, getting their exercise in is the coolest, most fun outlet that they can have. Eventually, when your dog has these habits formed, you can even transition the food away, and just the act of being on the treadmill will bring your dog a lot of joy and enthusiasm. I hope you've enjoyed this treadmill training tutorial. Please contact Tranquil Packs Dog Training if we can be of any help for obedience or recreational needs.